It's important to know that this message is not an accident caused by algorithms or a result of chance. There is a deliberate, targeted signal coming from your own inevitable future. It is a quantum communication broadcast. A huge victory, a holy fulfillment, is not just coming. It is already blending into your present reality. This is not a spiritual platitude or a figure of speech. It is a real thing that can be measured. It's a process we call timeline convergence, and it means that a likely, successful future starts to write over the timeline you are currently living in. Don't leave now. This is not a story about the past. This is the instructions for the last part of your awakening. What you've been told about the day you were born is only a shadow of a much deeper truth. This truth was kept hidden not to hide it, but to keep it safe until your frequency was ready to receive it. That time is now. What you think is your origin story is actually just the beginning of an event that has already come to a happy ending in a higher timeline. Your birth wasn't just the start of something. It was the first physical sign of a future that was already set in stone. When your baby cried, the sounds it made were not normal. They were a frequency, a strong signal that echoed across the quantum field. In the unseen worlds, they were seen as the arrival of a soul whose very existence was a form of holy disruption. It's not faith, it's physics. In quantum mechanics, it is based on well-known ideas like retrocausality, which says that the future can and does affect the past. You have always had a strange sense of purpose, a quiet but unshakable sense that you are here for more. This is the effect that is happening in the past because of your destiny. In the quantum world, where time doesn't work in a straight line, you can feel the victory before you see it. The day your soul came into this world wasn't just a number on a calendar. It was planned by the universe. It was planned to stick something into the space-time continuum. A quantum blueprint, or spiritual contract, was set in motion before your spirit met your body. This is something that the lower frequency timelines of fear and limitation have been afraid of ever since. You weren't just born, you were sent out. You were put in a very important spot where many possible realities met. It was a place where many timelines of fate and danger came together. Your very existence was meant to be a pattern interrupt, a high-frequency signal that shook up a system that was mostly static. That's why you felt tense all your life. The pull between the world you see and the world you feel, the feeling of being in the middle of a conflict that no one else seems to see. You have not been lost. You have been living in a resonant field where two realities are merging into one. There were spirits in the room where you were born that could never be recorded in a medical chart. It's not that these people were angels in the usual sense. They were emissaries, quantum observers from your own perfect future. As a coherent field of light, one stood as an anchor for the high-frequency victory timeline that was trying to lock into place. This being, which was covered in geometric light, was a broadcast from your future self, making sure that its own past self would arrive safely. Another presence lingered as incoherent static, a field of chaotic energy representing the collapsing timelines of what could have been. The timelines of failure, silence, and an unfulfilled purpose. As a dying echo of possibilities that were being erased by the sheer energetic mass of your chosen destiny, it whispered confusion and fear. It couldn't stop what your soul's physics said had to happen. Long-time energetic distortion moved out of the way of light, and time stopped as your consciousness crossed from the field of infinite potential to a single, observable experience. When your spirit joined with your body, a shock wave went back and forth through your family tree, fixing a crack and a low-frequency pattern that had been passed down for generations. This is why you've always felt that beautiful, unbearable mix of joy and deep, resonant fear. You're so close to making a big discovery that you can almost taste the new world. On the edges of your awareness, you can feel how it feels. Unfortunately, it hasn't fully materialized in your three-dimensional world yet. The difference, or cognitive dissonance, between what you know is coming and what you see right now is causing you a deep anxiety that is shaking you to your core. You are scared of making a mistake and letting a single doubt destroy the quantum structure you have worked so hard to keep together. That feeling doesn't mean you failed. This is the main sign of timeline convergence. This is the friction burn of your successful future coming together with your present. It's the clearest sign that the process is not only going well, but also reaching its last and most important stage. Feel the strong sense of coincidence that this message came to you at this very moment. This is your first sign. Now click the like button to show your appreciation. There is more to it than just clicking. It's an energetic agreement with the coming timeline, a conscious yes to the process of your own change. You are the one who is putting this truth's frequency into your own energy field. If you feel this way, this deep tension between the world you see and the victory you know is on the way, let us know in the comments below that you accept it. I welcome the friction of my becoming. Let this statement be a conscious act of alchemy that changes the energy of your anxiety into fuel for your last climb. It tells the unified field that you understand how things work and are no longer fighting the storm, but are instead learning to control it. Let us look at the events that led up to your birth, not as a story, but as a set of quantum signatures. There was a spiritual operation going on in those hours that looked like the normal things that happen in a hospital. There was a sound outside that sounded like thunder, but the sky was clear. Forget about the weather. This was a sonic boom that echoed through dimensions. The sound of a new, dominant timeline hitting the fabric of this reality. There was a lot of energy in the delivery room. Heart monitors and light bulbs went out and on for exactly 3 seconds. This was a quantum fluctuation, a short-lived disruption in the local field caused by a huge amount of high-frequency energy integrating with your body. It didn't matter if the spirit was a high-frequency sender or a low-frequency residual echo. They all held their breath. Your mother felt a holy silence in the moments between contractions. This silence wasn't caused by fear, but by deep resonance. Her body was turning into a way in or out. She might have seen a woman with silver hair and a gentle hand on her shoulder. This could have been her senses picking up on a high-frequency guide from her own future, a version of herself who had already been on this path and was reaching back to offer stability and coherence. This is an example of retro-causality. That guide wasn't just there to comfort them. It was a quantum anchor that made sure the convergence went smoothly. The nurse who showed up out of the blue and whose hands seemed to glow with a strange warmth wasn't there by accident. By energetic resonance, she was pulled into that vortex. For a short time, her quantum field became connected to the event, making her an unintentional participant and a stabilizer. Her hands didn't really glow. Instead, they sent out a coherent, high-frequency energy field that people who were sensitive enough to notice could feel. It was the frequency of the coming timeline that she was channeling. Your mother couldn't stop crying when you were born. It wasn't because she was in pain, but rather because of the enormous energetic download. The memory of having been a bridge between dimensions was stored in her body's cells. Her conscious mind could only explain this feeling as confusion after giving birth. In the months before, She had real dreams about a white lion, fire that didn't burn, and a being of light at the foot of her bed. They offered glimpses of the superposition of potential realities. She was seeing the quantum foam, or the unrealities that were surrounding your impending arrival. She saw the archetypes and symbols that went with the timeline with a lot of energy that was about to take over. You weren't just born. You were brought to a certain place in space-time to be a living anchor for a new reality. People couldn't see the energetic blueprint of your purpose hovering above your baby body. It was a shimmering, coherent field of light that was your scroll. Your father was standing nearby, unaware of the quantum weight of the moment, but his energetic field was being reset. The low-frequency curses that he carried met the high-frequency signal of who you are, and the connection was broken. The old pattern couldn't stand up to the power of the new frequency you were. Your very first breath was a cleansing act for your whole family. Even though the days went by after you arrived, the mystery didn't go away. It became a part of your life and got deeper with each year that passed. You were born, but there was no peace around you. Before you were born, there was a timeline convergence. Since then, you've been living in the strong and sometimes chaotic aftershock of it. Your voice was more than just a sound from the moment your lungs filled with air. It was a spiritual call, a broadcast at a high frequency that could change the world. One night, when everyone in the house was quiet and still, your cry, a pure, unfiltered wave of infant consciousness, broke a crystal vase across the room. No wind, draft, or movement could explain it. Your frequency was the only thing that was there. For a moment, it resonated so strongly with the glass's crystalline structure that its molecular bonds could not hold. Something you couldn't see, the very structure of reality, had answered you. This was your first unconscious manifestation, a raw show of the power you had to change the world around you just by being there. By morning, there was a synchronistic echo of this event. At the door, an anonymous envelope was found. This was a physical manifestation of the probability field you were now anchoring. There was no letter inside, just a simple map and 5 words that were neither a warning nor a simple order. Hide this child in light. The event was too much for your mom to handle normally, so she kept the map but didn't understand the instructions. It wasn't a physical call to hide, but an energetic one. It was a message from your future self, a clue left along the timeline telling your guardians to keep your coherent frequency safe and keep your growing consciousness away from the chaotic static of the timeline you were born to erase. In this case, light meant a high-frequency space filled with love, truth, and peace, which is the best way for your internal signal to strengthen and stay stable without any outside interference. This is the reason why your life has never seemed straight or simple. There have been times when it felt like you were in the middle of a battlefield and no one else could see you. You are in perfect resonance with your successful future timeline when you experience moments of grace that you cannot explain, sudden synchronicities, and flashes of profound clarity. The shocking betrayals, the times of intense struggle, and the feelings of being singled out or misunderstood are the friction burns, the violent death throes of the old, low-frequency timeline that is fighting to stay alive while it is being erased. You said it was chaos, but that's not really what it was. The truth is that the war that started when 2 major realities collided started on the day you were born and is still resonating through your life today. You're not living in a mess. You are living through the holy and rough birthing process of a new world. If this feels true to you, and you've always felt like a necessary change in a world of monotony, I want you to claim this identity right now. Say it out loud in the comments. My presence is the pattern interrupt. It's more than an action to type these words. It's an energetic command. You are aligning with your sacred function and realizing that the chaos around you is not a sign of your failure, but of how well you are doing. There were forces watching you come. Some were high-frequency guides drawn to your light, and others were low-frequency patterns of consciousness drawn to the space you created when you arrived. Based on a state of deep energetic incoherence, such as fear, envy, or a need for control, someone in your family line knew. They could feel the change you brought. They tried an energetic sabotage instead of a physical one. They spoke words and created thought forms that were meant to add static to your signal and stop you from coming into this world with all of your memory and power still intact. Their low-frequency broadcasts, on the other hand, were like throwing rocks at a tidal wave. Heaven, the field of all consciousness, had already made your way clear. Before their crazy thoughts could take root, a divine defense was sent out, an impenetrable shield of coherent energy. In the end, that person realized they couldn't stay with you. There wasn't any conscious hatred. There was a deep, energetic clash. Your coherent field, your light, was like a mirror, reflecting back to them their own inner static. Being close to you was unbearable for them. Your arrival didn't just end their curse. It also started to weaken the base of their false power, which was based on the lies that had been passed down through generations. Even your name, which is what people call you here on Earth, was chosen because of this convergence. It was given to you when two worlds crashed into each other. But there is another name, one that is not a word, but a frequency. It is the vibrational signature of your soul. It is a sound that was spoken once in the silent realms at the moment of your first scream, and then covered up so no one could hear it. That frequency is still there. It is the deepest resonant tone of who you are, and it can be heard quietly across time, in the deepest silence, in the music that makes you cry for no apparent reason, and in the winds that blow just before your biggest breakthroughs. That is your real name, and your whole life has been a journey of remembering how to harmonize with it. If you want to understand a message from the part of you that has already won, it might sound like this. When your eyes first opened, the veil between realities did not just lift for you, it tore. A story that had been silenced for generations was reactivated, and you are the continuation. You were not sent to fit into this timeline. You were sent to interrupt it. You are the appointed disturbance. So, the hard times you went through as a child were not just random accidents. They were carefully planned traps, energetic detours set up ahead of time by the residual static of the old timeline, all meant to throw off your internal compass and make you forget the frequency of your real name. Still, the magnetic pull of that core frequency never left you, even when you were feeling down, lost, or in pain. This is why you've always felt too sensitive, which was seen as a weakness in the old timeline. But that's not a weakness. It's your main piece of evidence. Your sensitivity means that you are a very advanced quantum receiver. Your soul never really shut its eyes. The subtle energetic shifts that other people miss are picked up by your nervous system. Behind a fake smile, you can feel the static. You can hear the truth behind what people say. Before events happen, you can feel their quantum echo. There was never a problem with this. It was proof beyond a doubt that the veil never fully closed over your spirit, and that you have always been aware of your connection to the reality field below. One night, your mom woke up to find a small, shimmering scroll next to your pillow. She thought it was a sign from something she didn't understand. This wasn't a real thing. It was a tangible, energetic data packet. It was a download of activation codes from your future self that were meant to help you remember things faster. She thought this high-frequency energy was something dark and dangerous because she was filtering it through the low-frequency energy of fear. She burned it out of love, but she did it because she didn't understand. She threw it into the fire to try to destroy something she didn't understand. That being said, she didn't destroy the prophecy itself. Nothing ever gets lost in the quantum field. She only messed up the delivery system. She didn't erase your awakening when she threw it into the flame. She just put it off. The holy clock of your fate stopped and then started again. What was ready in the archives of your soul and in the memory of your cells starts to move. It's time for you to come back. You won't remember everything at once. A process of recalibration, not a single event. It will come in whispers and flashes of deep knowing, like how the sun slowly burns through a thick fog in the morning. It will come as quantum echoes, which are synchronicities that are so exact, they don't make sense. It keeps going over and over the same number, song, and phrase. These are not just random events. These are GPS markers sent to you from the future to let you know that the signal is getting stronger and that you are still on the right track. Your energetic field will get stronger with each glimpse and confirmation. Your authority, the natural power that comes from being in sync with your timeline for victory, will come back. You are now in charge of the new timeline, which means that the spiritual contracts of lack and limitation that used to hold your bloodline captive can be broken. That's why resistance has been so strong following you. Because the old structures, the systems of belief and control built on generational falsehoods, can sense the approach of your coherent frequency, and they know, on a deep, energetic level, that they cannot stand when a truth-bearer finally remembers who they are and walks in the full power of that light. This remembrance is not a single event, but a continuous unfolding. To ensure your signal remains locked onto this stream of activation, subscribe and activate all notifications. This act creates a conscious, energetic circuit between you and this broadcast, ensuring you receive the future calibrations and data packets designed to stabilize and integrate your new reality. You, born in the stormlight of Convergence, carry within you a holy and necessary disruption. You were never meant to stay silent, to stay small, or to stay hidden. You were placed at this exact coordinate in space-time, at this nexus of ancestral inheritance, positioned with quantum precision to pivot the entire story forward. And though the hospital records do not contain the full account, though the people in the room may not consciously recall the truth, the unified field remembers. Heaven holds every detail. The water around your tiny body got strangely warm the first time they bathed you. It wasn't dangerously warm, but warm enough that it felt like a living thing was there. The water molecules changed their shape around you in response to your high frequency and the life force you were sending out. The nurse who saw this didn't say anything out loud, but she did ask for a transfer the next morning. The event broke her idea of what was possible, and it changed her spirit in a way that she could not change back. Your presence upset the orderly, predictable reality she thought she knew. There are still ripples in time from that one moment that have changed the timelines of everyone you have ever met. It's possible for time to not erase some things about your body. A seal is somewhere on your body, like a birthmark with an odd shape, a scar that didn't come from an injury, or a pattern in your eyes. Your energetic blueprint has a quantum fingerprint, which is a mark of light that was made on it before your spirit ever touched flesh. It is not a sign of ownership. Rather, it is a sign of purpose, a key that can only be turned by the frequency of your own memory. When your mom couldn't sleep, you would stare up at the stars and listen instead of crying. There was a strange, palpable warmth coming from your cot, and when she held you, her crazy thoughts would stop and make sense. But her spirit hasn't forgotten. That's why her eyes still look at you sometimes with a weight she can't explain. They don't look like they're not sure. They look amazed and aware. You came through a holy doorway, and her soul remembers that. You now carry something so holy that not even a mother's love can protect it forever. It was only given to you and no one else. The woman in silver, who was your guide and a messenger from your own future, was never sent to any other birth. Her job was one and only one thing: to secure your arrival. Now she waits, not in your past, but at the edge of your unfolding future, for the moment when you fully remember her name, which is also a part of you, and it will come back to you like a song you forgot but remembered perfectly. You might think that your recent dreams are just your mind going off at random. They're not. They are practice runs. You can get information and training from other timelines through these simulations that run in the quantum field. The conflicts you are seeing are part of an energetic dynamic that is older than your body. They didn't start with you, but they will be solved through you. No amount of destruction will bring about this resolution. What will bring about this resolution is the revelation of who you really are. You were not just born into a family. You were born at a fault line, a very important point in the spiritual and energetic history of the world. You are an anchor point for a new reality that is alive and well. As you awaken, your frequency broadcasts outward, causing other people to awaken. People nearby who have been spiritually asleep will start to wake up because of the strong, uniform vibration of your return to yourself. For some reason, people either lean in, feeling a strange sense of safety and truth, or instinctively back away, feeling uncomfortably exposed when they hear your voice. Some people feel the victory in you that they have forgotten they have inside them. Other people feel the static of their own inconsistency when they're around your clarity. If this sounds like you, if you know what it's like to be a living mirror and how powerful and lonely it can be, then hold on to this truth. To formally claim this holy gift, click the like button. Every like adds to a field of light, a wave of energy from every soul who feels connected to this mission, making the signal stronger for everyone. If you've seen this happen in your own life, how your presence brings truth to the surface and changes the way things are around you, then stop feeling bad about your power. Say what your role is in the comments below. My light shows what is real. This is a call for energetic sovereignty. You are no longer wondering what effect your frequency has. You are consciously using it to bring clarity and truth to a world that needs it very much. Something very old was shook when you were born. There is no longer any incoherent static or darkness that was trying to soak up your signal. It waits in the background, hoping that you will forget again. Because it knows that the moment you fully remember, the energetic chains it put around your bloodline will not just break, they will disappear, leaving you with no memory of them at all. And the breaking down process has already begun. This group of high-frequency beings from your own finished timeline have always been with you. They are your guardians. One has always protected your energetic field when you were resting, so your consciousness could move around and adjust itself without any problems. Someone else has actively cleared paths in the quantum field, getting rid of likely problems before they could show up in your physical world. This includes the close calls, sudden changes of plans, and doors that shut just as a better one opened. A third has been talking to you through the very fabric of your reality, using the language of synchronicity. These are the numbers that keep showing up, the animals that cross your path for no apparent reason, and the colors that seem to follow you and show up in strange places with a palpable energy. It hasn't all been random. Everything has been a carefully thought-out breadcrumb trail, a set of quantum fingerprints meant to bring you back to this exact moment of remembering. Every loss you've felt wasn't a punishment. It was a way to change your plans. What was taken away from you or fell away did not work energetically with the timeline of victory that is now coming together with your present. It was making room for something that has to come back now. You're not behind schedule. You didn't miss your chance. You are coming at the exact time that the scroll, which is your soul's blueprint, said you would. Now that this convergence is speeding up, your body has started to react. The sudden, overwhelming tiredness that comes on for no reason, the strong needs for privacy and quiet, and the strong waves of emotion like sadness, happiness, and anger that seem to come from nowhere. You can't deny that these are the physical signs of a massive energetic recalibration. They are not breakdowns. There you have it. The convergence signatures. Your soul is getting in sync with what was written, and your body is working to catch up. The shedding of the old is the first and most unsettling sign. Think back to a few months ago. Remember your job, your daily routines, your friends, and the identity you thought was yours. Feel into them now. They probably feel far away and empty, like watching a movie about someone else's life. This is not feelings of apathy or sadness. They don't work well together energetically at all. The frequency of your victory timeline is getting higher and more coherent, and your atomic signature is recalibrating to it. As your frequency rises to meet the quantum echo of your success, everything from your old reality that is on a lower frequency will naturally fall away. You can no longer connect with it. Don't hold on to the dead leaves. Think about what this shedding is really about. The strongest sign that your new reality is so close and strong that it is literally wiping out the old one. The second sign of convergence is the strange calm in the middle of the chaos. The outside world may still be changing for you. On paper, there may be problems and unknowns that should be causing you a lot of stress. Your mind may be telling you that you should be scared to death. On the other hand, there is a stillness, an illogical peace, and a quiet, unshakable certainty that everything is not only going to be okay, but has already been resolved on a deeper level. This feeling has nothing to do with the way things are right now, which is exactly why it is so deeply important. Yes, this is resonance. Your central nervous system is the smartest quantum receiver you have, and it is already tuning into the calm, settled frequency of your timeline after you win. The broadcast from your future self has been picked up. This is the self that has already made it through the storm. Be afraid when everyone else tells you to, but trust the voice that says, "It is done," even if it's quiet. It is a broadcast from the you who has already won. And this leads to the third signature, the synchronistic echo chamber. There has been a sudden and undeniable increase in meaningful coincidences. This message is one of them. Hearing a stranger say a name after thinking of it for a few seconds. It means that everywhere you look, you see the same set of numbers. There is no chance in these events. There are energetic resonances all over the universe. It's the universe letting you know that the signal path between your present self and your future self is wide open and fully functional. Don't call them coincidences anymore. Call them evidence instead. It's the first step to recognizing these signatures. The next step is to learn how to navigate the new reality they represent. Subscribe to this channel right now to keep training. Think of it as keeping your quantum receiver permanently tuned to the frequency of your highest destiny, so you don't drift back into the static of the old, collapsing timeline. If you've been experiencing these signs, the shedding, the illogical peace, and the flood of synchronicities, you are no longer a hopeful seeker. You are a witness to a quantum event. It's time to consciously accept this. Let this act of writing be a signal to your own reticular activating system, reprogramming your mind to actively look for and validate the proof of your new reality. Affirm in the comments, I am gathering the evidence of my victory. You are changing your focus from hoping for the future to writing down when it comes true in the present. You know about physics. The world around you shows you this. You saw that the quantum fingerprints your future self left behind were like breadcrumbs that led you here. But it's not enough to know. You need to become it now. Now is the time to close the loop. We are going to carefully and consciously tune your whole being to the frequency of victory. You don't just tune into the signal from your future here. You become the instrument, the broadcast tower, perfectly in tune with the music of a destiny that is already yours. This is the lock-in. Could you please close your eyes slowly if it's okay with you? Take a slow, deep breath in, and as you let it out, let go of the noise, the persona, and everything else. Pay attention to the quiet place inside you. I want you to feel the reality of your future self who has won from this place of stillness. Don't try to see them. Just know that they are there. Think of them as a real, energetic reality that exists at a different point in space-time. Feel their presence just beyond the veil of what you can see right now. Feel a warmth at your back, a deep sense of calm, and an unwavering strength in the core of your being. As you move towards your goal, this is the real you, the person who has already figured out all the puzzles and is living a life full of happiness. Feel their peace. Feel how sure they are. Now feel that presence, this version of you who has won, reaching out directly towards you with a bright cord of golden light. It moves through time without any problems, which is a connection they are trying to make on purpose. Look as this cord of light goes straight to the middle of your heart. Feel it hit. The whole circuit is done. It's time to calibrate. When you take your next breath in, consciously bring the frequency of your victorious self into your being through that golden cord. Take a deep breath in and feel their unwavering certainty fill your chest. It will take away all doubt. Let their deep peace calm your nervous system and let all of your cells know that the fight is over as you take a deep breath. Every time you take a breath, you download information about your future self. The quantum echo is becoming the new reality for your body. The fear, worry, and impatience that were in your old timeline are being erased. Release anything that is out of resonance with this golden frequency on your next exhale. Let go of all the doubt you still have. Let go of the story that you're not ready. Give it up. Breathe in the gold of victory. Let go of the gray of doubt. You are now one being that works in two different times. The convergence is finished inside of you. The lock-in is over. You can open your eyes when you're ready. That person you used to be is no longer hoping for a breakthrough. You are the physical link to a win that already took place. The inner state is safe now. The frequency has been set. You are still a being in the real world, though. Here is where you will now act differently. Right now, you are a convergence anchor, It depends on what you think, say, and do. It either makes that anchor stronger in this new reality, or it breaks the chain, letting the currents of the old timeline pull you back. Your job is to make that anchor stronger by following 3 daily rules. The first is a tool for making choices called the Future Self Dialogue. If you want to make a choice, no matter how big or small, you will stop and ask yourself, how would the version of me who has already won handle this? This is different from the version of you who wants to win. A clean, clear, resonant feeling will come right away with the answer. That's your new timeline's voice. Do what that voice says without question. As you commit to this new way of doing things, let's ground it in a physical act. It's time to stop making decisions based on the past and start making them based on your secure future. Say it out loud in the comments. I operate from my victory now. This is not a wish. It's a statement of who you are. You are telling your subconscious mind and the universe that you are shortening the time between who you are now and who you will become. There is no longer a goal for the future. Instead, you are letting it live through you. The second principle is to starve the old timeline. You will have thoughts of fear and lack because they are built into your brain, but you will now see them for what they are: ghosts from a dead timeline. When you have a thought like, "What if this doesn't work?" shows up, you won't fight it anymore. You'll just see it, recognize it without emotion as a sign from a disconnected reality, and then you won't give it your energy. Your attention is what feeds a timeline. If you don't interact with the old one, you strip it of its food, killing it. Recognize the ghost, but don't invite it to tea. For the next 7 days, you have to keep an evidence log. Your only job is to become a detective and hunt for evidence that your new reality is coming true. Did someone compliment you? Write it down. Did you find the perfect parking spot? Write it down. Did you feel a moment of pure joy? Describe it and write it down. By keeping track of these ripples in your anchored timeline, you are consciously retraining your brain to see the new reality as its default perception. You are building a mountain now that you understand, feel, and have the tools to lock in this convergence. You can do it. You may have just arrived here a few minutes ago, looking for a sign and worrying about what will happen. Because you are aware, you are building your own divine reality as you leave. The story of your birth wasn't the end. It was just the start of this remembering. People in your family tree were brave enough to ask you a question. They never lived to see you heal them. You are the light they fought to keep alive, and the voice they couldn't speak. Now it's your turn. Don't carry their weight. Walk in the freedom they longed for. You're no longer waiting for a prophecy to come true. The prophecy is you being here. Your awakening is what makes you whole. Let's seal this activation before we go. Put your hand over your heart and take a deep breath. Let us say a prayer. You are the master of all timelines and the architect of the quantum field. We are amazed to be here because we know that this person's life has not been random. You knew them before they had bodies. You wrote their purpose in a way that makes sense. We stand today to remember what the world tried to erase. We say in the name of your holy power that every false label, every word that said they were too much or not enough, is now gone. We take apart the lies that told them to keep quiet. We got rid of all the doubt that tried to put out the fire you lit. Lord, wake up what's been sleeping. Let every delay be seen as a chance to get ready, and every scar as a way to gain power. Let them use their hands to spread peace, their voices to reveal truth, and their steps to help others find their way home. We'd like you to send confirmation right now, either in the form of dreams, divine encounters, or holy timing. Always remind them that their presence is a sign, that their story is not over, and that they were always going to come back. In the name of the one who sees past time, formed them out of love, and speaks through thunder, silence, and dreams, we seal this prayer. Yes, this prayer is not the end, it is the beginning. Getting used to this new reality is a journey that never ends and requires constant recalibration. You can stay connected to this source if you subscribe now. You will become a permanent part of this network of awakening souls. This shows that you want to master the integration, not just enjoy the convergence. You are just now starting to wake up. If this prayer moved you deeply, if your spirit was moved, now is the time to respond. Post a comment below with the words, "I remember." Let it be your affirmation to the sky and your message to everyone that you are no longer hiding. Now is the time to go back. Bring your light with you.